if you're planning to sell your home for sale by owner, listen up, because in today's story, we're going to talk about a for sale by owner who runs into an unfortunate event and can be or might be avoidable if they hired a real estate agent to help them. Hi, and welcome back to Real Estate Tea Time. I am Yua, and this is Toua with Home Guide Realty here in the state of Minnesota. So in today's story, it is about a for sale by owner. He posted his home for sale on Facebook. And he had a lot of buyers come through who were interested in the property, but majority of them were not pre-approved, or they are just looky-loos. And when they do get an offer, it's not quite what he's looking for, because they have like some of the investors that come in who is offering way lower than what he's asking for. And so he's not getting the kind of offer that he wanted. So, he has his house on the market for, I think, a few weeks. And in the story, someone who reached out to him came and looked at the house. They hit it off right away, and he really liked the house, and he was going to do a cash offer at the price the seller was looking for. So the seller was super excited, but the problem was he needed to bring his spouse back to look at the property. And so he was like, hey, can I bring my spouse back tomorrow to look at the house before we actually make an offer and buy it? And the seller told him, you know what, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to leave actually tonight, and I won't be back until next weekend. So if it's okay with you, then I can schedule for next weekend, and you can bring your wife back and look at the house, and we can go from there. How does that sound? And so the buyer was like, okay. And so they scheduled for next weekend to come back and look at the house, and the seller locks his house up, and he goes on vacation for a week. And so during the time he was gone, that potential buyer came back with his friends, and they broke into the house, and they took all the valuable items. And the seller saw through his camera that someone broke into the house, and he saw who that person was too, because he recognized the person. But by the time they called law enforcement to come to the property, those guys were already long gone. And so he was out of luck, because obviously he told them, he was going to be gone.
Yep. So, I can see why that happened, right? First thing of all, there's no way for him to filter these people out. And, there's no way for him to prevent this from happening, because thief and, scammer and stuff like that, they do tend to target people like this, so, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And when you work with a real estate agent to list your property, real estate agents will work with other real estate agents who is going to filter out these scammers, and we're just going to bring in potential buyers who are pre-approved and ready and available to do the purchase. And if they do like your house, and you're going to get an offer, versus you have to filter those through yourself if you're putting it for sale by owner and you're doing all of this by yourself. So that means you have to filter through it yourself. And you kind of just need to know, all the avenues on what to do and what to ask and stuff like that.
And usually if, you have a real estate agent represent you for the listing, they would take care of all the showings. Mm-hmm. And so that, even if, let's say you have a buyer that comes in that doesn't have a realtor, the listing agent will meet them at the property and walk them through the house, so that, at least he knows that, that persons are qualified before, he starts showing that person your listing.
And on top of that, you can also still go on your, vacation and have a peace of mind that there is someone back at home who is going to kind of watch over your property. And when people do come through, they're also with a licensed agent walking through your property. So if something does happen, there is someone that can go back to where you can make them liable for some of these incidents. But in your case, in the case of this story.
In this story, it's just there's no one there to filter these people out, and so when they comes in, you just take someone's words for it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They came through the street and they say, I have all this money, I want to buy.
Yeah.
But you don't have anything to prove that they do have those money. Mm-hmm. And even if they come in with show their phone, I have this much money, I do have the money to buy it. But can you really trust that person?
Yeah, how do you know they didn't just Google like a bank statement or something,
Yeah.
And so, things like that could happen all the time. And the other thing too is, why are you telling them you're going to be gone for a whole week? When you're working with a real estate agent, we hold all your information very close to heart, and we only provide the necessity. What is necessary that needs to be shared. Otherwise, everything else, we're really holding it very close, and we're not sharing those information because a lot of times, it's not smart to overshare things that are not needed to share. But then at the same time, if you're selling for sell by owner, there might be some things that you might have to share that you might not realize you didn't need to share, or you might not realize that you needed to share and you didn't disclose it. And then it might actually even come back and bite you in a few years. And
right. So even if, let's say, a real estate agent bought the buyers to your house, right? And let's say you agree to pay for that buyer's agent's fee. You know that the buyer's agent doesn't represent you, right? They represent the buyer, and they're going to write the offer favorite the buyers. And so...
Yeah, so don't think that they're going to come in with a very fair offer for you.
Yeah.
They're going to come in with an offer that is going to have their client's best interest at heart. And so, you're going to have to know, what the offer is and what your options are. And sometimes you might not even know that if you're not a real estate agent or you've never really done this before.
Even if you've done it before,
Yeah.
It's not like you do it all the time like a real estate agent. They have like, hundreds and hundreds of... transaction where they go, this is like second nature to them. This is what they do. And so if you're not, you only have a few deals in the past where you sell it yourself, sometimes it works out for you and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. Maybe if, you might not even get the best deal and you don't even know that you didn't get the best deal.
Yeah, right? And you get the short end of the straw.
Yeah.
Or like if it does come in, like, do you understand what that contract is saying? Like they might be asking for the moon, and do you know that they're asking for the moon, or are they just asking for the stars? Like, so just like... a lot of things that for sale by owners don't really realize is there's more to it than just putting the house on the market and having someone come and look at it and then they buy. It sounds so easy, but there's so many things behind the scene that real estate agents actually do for their clients.
Exactly.
On the sell side and on the buy side. Okay. And then in this story, when you put your house for sale, and if you're doing it for sale by owner, you're putting a lot of risk out there as well. And there are things that you might not I guess you wouldn't say risk, but there are some things that, in this situation, in this story, the seller, what they took a risk at was security, because they didn't filter people coming through, and when they did, even though people came through and they seemed like they were qualified to buy, he went ahead and told the buyer that he's going to be gone for a whole week.
I'm not saying that this story here that
it's going to happen to all of you.
Yeah,
right?
it's not going to happen to everyone, and I'm not saying that this fsbo story here, he doesn't do his research and he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, some of the little things that I see that he did that set him up for this is that he disclosed too much.
Yes.
And so when people comes in, you disclose it. You don't know which person's good people or bad people. And if you don't do this on a daily basis, you don't know what you're supposed to disclose. You don't know what to hold confidential and what to disclose to the potential clients, which real estate agent, we know what to disclose and what not to. The thing that he told the dude was he wasn't gonna be home, and that just set up that the guy to go, oh, okay, nobody ain't gonna be home, so hey.
And like something so simple as because especially when it's just the buyer and the seller talking, they always do why are you selling? And then obviously the seller is gonna give them an honest answer, right? Oh, I'm going to sell because I'm going to move to the state, or, I already bought a house. And it shows you, it shows the other party your intent and why you need to sell. And so it kind of, minimizes your
chance to
negotiate. Your negotiation,
because they know how urgent you need to sell.
Yeah, and so especially if they are represented by a sales agent who's really experienced, they're gonna come in and they're gonna go, this is a very fair offer, even though it might not be, and just saying, we're gonna get you to XYZ if you take our client's offer, and it's a really strong buyer. buyer. I guarantee you that they're going to close and blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to see that, you're getting all these other potential buyers who are not even qualified, or they're just a waste of time, or they're just looky-loos, or, they're not even pre-approved. And so you're just like, I'm so sick and tired of it. Okay, fine. I'll go with your client's offer.
Yep.
It's not quite what I wanted, but
it's better than what I've been
exactly
receiving,
And then you're gonna get the short end of the straw. Your negotiation is you don't really have a negotiation power because you've already gave up too much information. And so at the end of the day, you might just end up with the short end of the straw, and you could have made more money if you hired a listing agent to come in and represent you, listed it at market price, and negotiate through the whole process with the other party and get you the most money possible. And sometimes you might even potentially net out more when you hire a real estate agent than versus, trying to sell it for sale by owner for yourself, because most for sale by owners, the reason why they're doing it is to save money on the commission. And that's like the other thing too, right? Is most people don't know that real estate agents' commission is negotiable, especially here in the state of Minnesota. I know for a fact because I am a real estate broker, and it is negotiable. And if they tell you otherwise, then just go look for another real estate agent, because their fees are negotiable.
If you sell it yourself, my question is, where do you get the evaluation for your property, right? Did you get that from Zillow? Did you get that from, what the city sent you? You may leave some money on the table by just looking at one stats. See, for real estate agent, we go and we do a CMA. We do a complete market analysis of houses that looks like we match them,
And what we try to do most real estate agents do when they try to do a CMA is they're trying to mirror what an appraiser would do. We're looking at the same data as an appraiser does. And so in hopes that we're going to be picking the same types of properties to look at to do the market analysis to determine the value of your home. And so it's going to be the next best thing to an actual appraisal.
We also look at market for the buyers. And that way we don't overprice your house. We don't underprice your house. And so that you will get the best bang for your buck. Because if you just go in there and price your house high, you may not attract any buyers that will come and look at your house. And the longer your house is on the market, buyers going to think there's something wrong with your house. Why is it sitting on the market? And they're not going to come and look at your house. Even if they come and look at your house, they're going to lowball you because they go, you overpriced your house. We don't think it's worth that much. And we think it's something wrong with your house. That's why it's sitting. Because if it was... as nice as you said, somebody would have bought it already. Why is it still sitting in the market for a couple months?
And even if it's not on the actual MLS, when you put it on the Facebook Marketplace, like this person did, there's still a date on when that was posted, so they would know. Buyers would know how long it's been on Facebook Marketplace, and so they would know that you've been trying to sell it for a month or 2 months or so forth. And so that does, make your property a little bit less more desirable when they see that you've been trying to sell it for a long period of time as well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this story and hope you picked up some more information on for selling by owner and if it is worthwhile for you or not. And if you are looking to sell your house here in the state of Minnesota, you know who to call.
Or if you have any questions or, something came up, you want to reach out to us, or you just want to comment below, and we can answer any questions you guys may have.
Or, if you guys have any stories that you guys want us to share on our Real Estate Tea Time channel, also just post it below, or you can send us an email, and we would love to share it as well. Or if you want to come and join us on Real Estate Tea Time to actually tell your story, we are open to that as well.
Yeah, so today there's no tea, but we got Gatorade. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah, so don't forget to like and share and come back and check out our channel again.